Hello and welcome to the Mr. T podcast. And today's episode is a direct continuation from the last episode known as the concept of color. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about perception and sensation and what the difference is between both of them. Well, research suggests that across a wide range of species, time perception is directly related to size. If you ever thought about what an ant sees, what they basically see in their perception is the larger objects moving a bit slower because of time perception of the smaller animal due to its metabolic rate. If you're not too familiar with the meaning of perception, perception is the idea of the sensory experience of the world. It involves both recognizing environmental stimuli and actions. Through the perceptual process, we gain information about the properties and elements of the environment that are critical to our survival. So what we derive from that is it's a very evolutionary thing. Basically, we've evolved to have more tools to perceive the world around us, to have more of a survival chance. There are two questions to ask in this segment. Do small animals have shorter lives because of their perception of the larger world being slower? And is sensation the same as perception? Let's start with perception and sensation. Sensation is different from perception. Perception is the sensory experience of the world. It is the recognition of environmental stimuli and actions. Through perception, we can perceive sensation of the environment as a critical survival tactic. The idea of the podcast is to get your brain working outside the box. The question is, if small animals perceive things as going slower, do they perceive their lives differently to how we see them? They might experience our year as 50 years in their perspective. Back to the subject of sensation and perception. Sensation generally means sight, hearing, smell, touch. Those are generally the sensations you feel in the environment. And perception is a tool that gives you the ability to perceive the sensation through your brain and lets you figure out the best course of action. And with all that in mind, there is most certainly another question to be asked, but that'll happen in the next episode, so stay tuned for the next episode. So the next time you walk on a beach and you smell the aroma of salt in the air and the water splashing into your ears, just remember that is the sensation, and your brain has a tool to perceive that sensation, which lets you experience the beauty in life and the beauty of your environment. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening to the Mr. T podcast. If you like this podcast, listen to the previous or the next episode of The Fact Ranger Show. I'm on YouTube now. Mr. T podcast is the name. And now I have a Spotify, The Fact Ranger Show. Don't forget to show off your latest knowledge to your friends and family so that they don't see you as such a total loser. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. See you in the next episode. Stay safe out there. See ya.